The tradition of egregiously expensive NFL position group dinners paid for by rookies, it's a controversial tradition at best. Now, it is kind of fun to see. You're seeing a lot, usually this time of year during the off season, where the NFL players will head to an expensive restaurant and put down all the money, get all the entrees, get all the steaks, get all the lobsters, get all the seafood towers, and especially, all of the high-end booze, because that's the dirty little secret. Actually, it's not even a secret about high-end restaurants, where their profit margin on food, even high-end food, is razor thin. But where they make their hay is when people start to feel themselves or get into a measuring contest and really start hammering the expensive wines, the expensive cognacs, the expensive liquors, etc. And that's where these that's where these rookie dinners, that's where they get hit, man. Because steaks, really good steaks are expensive. Yeah, really a high-end seafood is expensive. But once they get into the Louis the 13th, once they get into the Chateau Margaux, once they get into all the high-end liquors, that's it. That's a wrap, man. That's a wrap. And it's been highlighted this week because Jets rookie wide receiver Garrett Wilson, Ryan Clark, and Channing Crowder. And all right, so all these NFL veterans were flabbergasted that Garrett Wilson thought, we got the rookie dinner, but they're not going to get me for $75K. And they laughed at him. It was amazing. It was hilarious, and I loved it. It was a babe in the woods type moment. It's like, you don't know what you don't know. Garrett Wilson was actually shocked. He's like, and the best part was Channing Crowder's like, he thinks he's in charge. It's great, man. But Torrey Smith, former wide receiver for the Ravens and the Eagles, University of Maryland, etc. Like he came out and talked about how rookie dinners were BS. Rookie dinners are BS. I'm glad I had an OG that realized teaching me to blow money is stupid. It does not prove you belong on a team. Shout out to Anquan Bolden. Dudes come into this league with no financial literacy and real problems, but folks think $50K dinners are cool. Nah. And he's got a point. He does have a really solid point, and they were teammates with the Ravens. And also, respect to Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden seems like a guy who's not going to broke no BS anyway, because it is really egregious where you see some of these stories of players dropping 30, 40, 50K on a single dinner. And the NFL does stand for not for long. And even if you're a first-round pick, even if you get a sizable contract, you're on the rookie wage scale. And guess what? Not all first-round picks work out. Sometimes you bust, and you lose half your money in taxes anyway. And if you're out here spending money on stupid things, it's going to go fast. Like, there is a reason why, statistically, a number of players are broke just a few years out of being in the league. And life is long, man. Life is absolutely long. And sometimes you have a chance for generational changing money, and it just goes by the wayside. And things like this add up. And I understand the other side too. It's like, hey, we all did it, and it's a rite of passage, and blah blah blah, and then you find out that you learn and you deserve to be with us. Nah. It especially sucks when they hammer some of the non-first round picks. Like, if you're a day 2, day 3 selection, you're on the hook for a couple grand. That's rough. That's rough, man. And it got even so egregious. So Evan Mathis, former offensive lineman for the Eagles, when Lane Johnson came into the league out of Oklahoma, they hit him up. I think it was a $17,000 bill, right? But Evan Mathis actually had some fun with this, because he like he just printed out a fake $65,000 bill and let it run wild on social media for a day before he pointed out that it was a fake. And the insane thing about it was, no one thought it was a fake. Like, no one thought it was people thought it was egregious, but it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities. Like, oh, look how they did Lane Johnson dirty. Also, with offensive line, you got 15, 16 guys on the 90-man roster, and those guys can eat. So it did make a little bit of sense. And, of course, the famous one is Dez Bryant, where they ran up a $55,000 bill, a lot of it on shots of King Louis the 13th, which are $1,200 to $1,700 a piece, which is just ridiculous, man. At that point, it's just a measuring contest. At that point, it's just flexing on how you're so high class, spending all the rookies' money. Nah. But the Vikings aren't immune to it because Patrick Peterson on All Things Covered, they had Cameron Tiny Dantzler on, and they had a debate like, should Cam Dantzler have to pay for Vikings rookie dinner, because obviously they didn't have a team dinner in 2020 during the pandemic. That's when Cameron Dantzler came in as a third-round pick. So it still goes on, right? And here's what they need to do. So putting all the booze, putting all the high-end stuff aside, and of course, have a glass of wine, have a bottle of wine with dinner, whatever, but you don't need to tax that ass. You don't need to make it painful for the rookie, because, hey, if this really is about camaraderie, if this really is about, hey, welcome to the club, go ahead. And frankly, I'm okay with a little bit of hazing, a little bit of earning your stripes in the meeting room. It's like, carry my pads, or, get me a glass of orange juice and the newspaper every morning. I feel like that's okay. And also, dinners are okay, but within reason. Like, we're talking about, hey, you got 15 people together, what, couple grand? 3, 4, 5 grand for a dinner, but not 50. Yeah, 50 is ridiculous, man. But looking at the Manny's menu, so we did some back of the envelope map. So let's take the which would be the nut low of your position group. So say offensive lineman. Now the Vikings have a couple rookie offensive linemen, Ed Ingram, Vidarian Lowe, a couple UDFAs as well. But say you had to walk in here. And let's do, here's what we'll do. So we'll do a triple seafood tower for 3 dudes. It serves 8, but we'll say 3. So we'll get 5 of those, and then for the 15 dudes, we'll give them each 2 bludgeons of beefs. So that's the bone-in ribeye, which is just fantastic, delicious. So that's $118 a piece. So get them 2. Give them 2 apiece. Give them a couple sides, whatever. Throw in some desserts as well. Beep, bop, bop, a boop. 15 dudes. That's about $5 grand. And if you chop that up, if you prorate it up between your draft status, you had Ed Ingram, a second-round pick. You got Vidarian Lowe, a day 3 pick. That would be easy to do. That's not so bad. But, I mean, have a couple bottles of wine. They can be nice wine, too. They got a sommelier at Manny's. Treat yourself. But you don't have to go redonkulous over the top, man. You don't. Again, this is about team building. This is about... Because, guess what? You know what really stings? And some of these guys are a little tight with their money. Some of these guys didn't come from a ton of money. So the idea of spending 5 figures on a dinner before you even play an NFL snap, that doesn't sit right with a lot of guys. And guess what? If you're over the top, just completely insane about it, that could ingratiate some hard feelings. Like teammates have had issues with each other over less petty issues, as well as for much less sums of money. So I would be careful of this. It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, let the rookie take you out for a dinner. Yeah, go out and get yourself a couple of nice steaks. But we don't need King Louis the 13th, man. We don't need all the high-end cognacs. We don't need all that stuff. Just go out there and treat yourself. But yeah, don't get crazy. Don't get crazy, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Rookie dinners, stupid. Yeah, nah, whatever. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.